everyone in Hello World, and today it's a bit rainy out. I don't know how well you can see that. It rained. It's like hasn't stopped raining for the past day. It got freaking crazy last night. Last night it was like Zeus himself was freaking bringing a storm. Wait. It was crazy. So today we're talking Godzilla. My fourth and final Godzilla book. My last old books video until I make another book. So. This one takes place in Russia. So this one is interesting. It's more character focused, doesn't focus too much on Godzilla, it's like halfway through. So, what happens in this one? Right, characters. I'm sorry if I mispronounce any things here. Russian audience, I don't know if you even exist on my channel, but if you do, I'm sorry in advance. I guess I butchered some names. So, our main character is named Grisha. I'm hoping I said that right. Kind of whispered it, didn't I? He has a family. I went ahead and forgot one of their names. Crap. Diana is one of them. Esphia is one of them. I forgot two of the characters' names. Yeah, wait, I forgot two of the names. Great. They're not important anyway, one of them isn't getting lines. But it starts off with Grisha, he's our main guy. He's doing some fishing. And he catches nothing. He's like, huh, usually I catch something. That's weird. Next day, does some fishing, doesn't catch shit again. It's like, okay, this is some suspicious stuff right here. I'm gonna go to the market, see if I got any fish. Oh, you got any fish? Oi. And just like, no. Why not? The fish just kind of disappeared. Dang nabbits. So, what does he do? He heads back, he grabs like some fish sticks that are like pre-made. He's like, I guess I'll just work with these. I should mention, he lives by himself in a cabin, in isolation. His family is coming to visit, which is Esphia, Diana, and the two names I forgot. Boria. That was the other one. Boya? I definitely said that one wrong. Iowan. There you go. I remembered. Basically, Boya is, by the way, I should mention, Grisha's like in his 60s. Boya is, again, sorry if I mispronounced it, is Grisha's brother. I'm not doing the accent anymore, I'm sorry. But Boya is Grisha's brother, married Diana. Esphia and Iowan are his kids. Esphia's daughter, Iowan is son. And yeah, they're coming to visit. So he was gonna catch some fish and like make some fish food for them. Own brew, but you know, it's no fish. They come over, they hang out, and then it's all hunky-dory. They leave. He goes to bed. But then, as he's sleeping, he hears something. But I didn't hear that, did you? He hears some scuttling. He's like, huh, what's that? Gets out his flashlight, wait. Okay. He gets out his flashlight. He's like, who's out there? Doesn't see crap, goes back to bed. Next morning, what the hell happens? I have forgotten what happened next. A day passes. I can't remember what happened. Read the book. RedLowX fanfiction.net. User RedLowX. Go check it out. You can read the full thing for yourself. He goes back to bed eventually. He is the scuttling, and he's like, okay, what is it? This time he sees something. He sees a figure. Dun dun dun. In the shadows, which then just kinda scuttles to the side. And skulls in front of his door real quick. Not door, his window. You find out it's a 10-foot tall crab. You're like, holy shit. Crouches behind the window. Crab just busts through the window and starts looking. Sees him. He's like, ah, crap. Well, and gets a freaking, was it a spear or was it a harpoon? I can't remember. We're just gonna say spear. Grabs like a fishing spear. As the crab just busts through his wall. And starts chasing him through his little cabin. He eventually stabs the crab in the eye with the spear. Runs to his kitchen, makes a Molotov cocktail because, duh, vodka, Russia. I'm sorry. Throws out the crab, sets the crab on fire. He then quickly puts out the fire. As the crab rips out the spear, tosses it aside, then heads back into the river. He's like, what just happened? Next day, he's talking with a lawyer to deal with the damage. This lawyer's name is Casimir. Any Russians watching this video just had a laugh. Go look up what Casimir means. Assuming that wasn't lied to by the website I was using. So, he's talking to Casimir and he's like, look, I swear a freaking crab bust through my wall and chased me around the house. And he's all like, yeah, sure. Bye. It's like, I'm gonna prove it. Sets up cameras around his backyard and house to try and catch the crab on camera. And he does. As the crab attacks him. He throws his cocktail, the crab just away. By the way, it's nighttime again. And the crab comes out, he throws his cocktail with the cocktail. He goes to a spear stab, crab grabs the spear and snaps it. As it looks like he's about to die, something rises from the river. Can you guess what it is? Dolphins, like dorsal fins, start rising from the water. It's like dolphins, but like spikes inside. Large, thick tail rises. Huge body in general just starts rising from the river. When it's on all fours as it then crawls towards the crab. Head a mixture of a salamander and a T-Rex. Relatively short-ish arms and thick legs. And gray skin with brown splotches of brownness, yeah. The creature walks on over. The crab. Takes bite of the crab. One of the crab's legs just fall off as it then eats the crab and goes back to the river. All of it caught on camera. Next day, Casimir comes back. And it's like, look, I got video proof this time. He's like, well, I'll be damned. At the crab. And it's like, no, keep watching. He sees the giant thing and he's like, what the f is that? I don't know. He's like, we should probably tell, like, military. He's like, good idea. Let's go. And that's when we find out that Casimir used to be military, but then he just kind of stopped and decided to be a lawyer instead. He wasn't all about that military business. But because he's ex-military, he has access to the base, and it's like, hey, sup, let me in. Okay. And they meet with General Fyodor. I definitely said that one wrong. It's like, Mr. Fyodor. Yes. It's a swell. I don't know why I'm so amazed by all this wildlife in my backyard. It's like, yes. We found this thing. Shows footage. And he's like, what? Okay, then that's interesting. We think we should kill it. Now, hold on a second. This thing could be important for science. Shoot. Okay, we'll keep the footage, but shoot. And it's like, wow, crap. Guess we're leaving. What happened next? But it drops him off at his house again, Casimir does. His wall's been rebuilt, which is nice. He goes to bed. He wakes up to more scuttling. And it's like, damn crab. What's wrong? This time he doesn't see a crab. He sees a freaking 20-foot tall pink praying mantis. Leaps onto his roof, starts stabbing his roof. And he's like, what the f-? Runs out with another Molotov cocktail and fixes spear. Praying mantis freaking flies after him. But then that giant tail just out of the water and just, the mantis just kills it. Then the full creature comes out. It picks up the mantis, rips off its arms, tosses them aside, and then boom. So yeah, then he goes like, goes back into the river, starts swimming up river. I've heard of upstream, but I haven't heard of upriver. I don't know. Starts swimming up the river to a city whose name I forgot. That girl's Russian names, I'm sorry. What happens next? Right. He calls Casimir on his flip phone and he's like, hey yo, this thing's heading towards the city that I forgot. And he's like, I'm gonna tell Fyodor. So he tells Fyodor. But, oh, do they know, at the same city is Kamakuris. Yeah, that guy. Flying around and just being a nuisance. But then Godzilla shows up. Yeah, it's Godzilla. Okay, what you mean? He shows up to fight Kamakuris. Well, I'll begin. Kamakuris is on a building, by the way, like a skyscraper. So, Godzilla charges in and just... What did he do? He like smashed the building, like he tail whipped the top of the building, and Kamakuris just like flies off of it, flies onto another building. Godzilla just goes ahead and crashes through that building, but Kamakuris just onto his back and just starts stabbing him. Godzilla then like backs into another building, both crushing and stabbing at the same time with their dorsal plates. Then he does a tail smack, crushing like the top half of the building onto Kamakuris. Then steps on Kamakuris, crushing her through more of the building. As Kamakuris tries to crawl away, freaking grabs Kamakuris, steps on her again, picks her up, rips off her head, and then tosses the head aside and drags the body back towards the river. One-sided. So like, Yo, that was crazy. My memory's getting hazy of the book, god damn it. They then start following Godzilla. Right. What the is this thing? Can someone please identify what the heck that is? A mushroom? There's ants on it. That's, worrying. So, can't stop looking at it. So, what happens next? Right, they start following it, and it has an underwater cave, like a cave in the river that eventually opens up to a net pocket where, humans can breathe. And he's just chilling there, taking a nap. They follow in with some submarines. They reach the air pocket, they get out of the submarines, and they're like, let's study him. Godzilla wakes up, and he just immediately eats one of the scientists. Gets up, spins around with a tail whip, killing more of them. Slams his tail into the wall, causing boulders to fall, killing more of them. He chases after them, stepping on some. And the final thing he does is he freaking reaches down, uses his hands to crush two more of them, and then, like, one last one. They didn't all die. A good few of them managed to escape into a submarine. But the ones he crushed out, By the way, his dorsal plates are flashing white as this happens. He then chases after submarines. He freaking chases after them, tail slams one of the submarines, and he bites into the tail end of another submarine, starts flinging it around, uses his arms to grab it. His dorsal plates and eyes then glow white, as the submarine starts to explode from the inside out. Then the remnants of the submarine he then uses to just smack the other submarine, pick up that one, take the surface in his mouth, and bite it in half. And everyone's dead in that excursion. And then Fyodor's just like, well, I guess we're killing this thing. Grisha, we don't really need you anymore. It's like, yeah, I guess you're true. I guess you're right. Grisha leaves. Then, Godzilla leaves his. Actually, no, that Grisha leaving happened later. Grisha helped them come up with a plan where they would, like, electrocute the river and capture Godzilla and then kill him to be electrocution. But then Godzilla leaves, like, through the night when they're not watching him, and he's heading to Mongolia, of all places. So they send squadrons of jets to fight him. He shows off a brand new power, an atomic pulse. But this one, it's not like a boom. It's kind of like Shin Godzilla's atomic pulse, where he, like, shoots individual beams, except his beams move, like, would be a beam, And with that, combined with some basic slashing and biting and stuff like that, he kills him. What happens next? What happens next? He makes it to Mongolia, where the Prime Minister of Mongolia, what's the president, leader of Mongolia, has set up like a military force to defend. But then, Kumonga rises out of the ground to fight Godzilla, and in the middle of a desert, by the way, like the Gobi Desert. Kumonga fires silk at Godzilla's mouth and hands, just kind of tying him down. He charges up his dorsal spines, his mouth starts to glow, and this is another new power Godzilla has, where he can just heat up his mouth to incinerate stuff with bites. And then he releases that energy with atomic fire. It's not a beam, it's more just a fire, Not concentrate. He fires it, which blows off one of Kumonga's legs. Kumonga then, jumps onto Godzilla, does a little slash. But as she goes for another one, Godzilla grabs her arms, just no suplex, then steps on Kumonga, crushes her, and then takes Kumonga back to his cave. So that's fun. And then I think is when Grisha gets like laid off. It's like, okay, you can leave. You're no longer part of this operation. He's like, okay. Okay, then what happens? Right, you get the call from Diana. Did you forget about those characters? Yeah, so did I. And they're talking. Eventually, she's like, "Man, if I were them, I'd make a monster of my own to fight him." But man, that's just me. And he's like, "That's not a bad idea." Call you back. He hasn't called her back, by the way. He goes back to a military base. As he arrives, he sees that the plan's being put into action with the whole electrocute the river thing. It fails. They started wrapping up Godzilla in like harpoons and nets and stuff like that, but he just uses his atomic pulse to incinerate them all. To like incinerate all the nets and some people. He does a tail swipe to take out a large portion of the arsenal, and then just atomic fire to just incinerate the rest. He also uses his hot mouth power, that's a dumb name, to like free his arms. Like, well, that failed. He introduces the plan, like, okay, I guess we're doing that. We need Kamakuras and Kumonga corpses, though. So, Godzilla gets distracted by what I hear you say. He's like, senses something. He starts heading to Moscow. It's a crab invasion! Attack of the Crab Monsters. Has anyone seen that movie? Cynical Lad. Cynical Lad Films. If you're watching this, have you seen Attack of the Crab Monsters? If so, let me know. It's great. Maybe I'll do a review of that sometime. I don't know. So what happens next? Right. Army. It's an army of crab monsters. The 10-foot ones. I just heard some jingle jangling. It's just people working on the house next door. Wait. There was news going on. The sneeze left. Army of 10-foot crabs. They fight the crabs, losing. Then Godzilla shows up. All the crabs jump onto him at once, but then he just atomic pulses and incinerates damn near all of them. Atomic fire to deal with the rest. Atomic bite. That's the name we're giving it. The atomic bite. Just use it. He just uses all of his powers to kill the crabs. Then Ebova shows up. I'm very hazy on this fight. I know Ebba like flings some tail spikes into Godzilla. I think the finishing move is him like incinerating one of he like blows off one of Ebba's arms and then like incinerates his face or something like that. I don't know. This one's hazy. Godzilla decides to just leave the corpse there though. So also while Godzilla was gone, they got Kamakuras and Kumonga corpses, and then they went ahead and got Ebba. And then they just start some Frankenstein stuff and stitch the things together. And in the process of stitching the things together, they got a brand new thing. What I call it? What's it like? Kamakangara? It's Kamakangara. Combination of 3 names. It's sent Kamakangara to go fight Godzilla. It starts strong with Kamakangara jumping onto Godzilla's back, injecting him with poison, holding down his arms with all this stuff. I should probably describe what this thing looks like. It's got humongous bodies, Kamaku's arms, but like on the back end of Kamakangara. It's got Ebura's arms and Kumonga's poison in his mouth. It's a 10-legged creature. Or is it 12-legged? Yeah, it's 10-legged. 10-legged creature. 10-legged freaks. Jumps into his back and just starts pinning down and just becomes poison. But then Godzilla, you know, atomic pulse. Boosh. Freaking grab. Actually, no, it isn't atomic pulse. He freaking uses atomic bite to rip off the Ebura arms. And then he freaking. I should have made him use atomic pulse now that I think about it. He then freaking throws Kamakangara to the side. Kamakangara uses silk, but Godzilla freaking. Right, Godzilla does actually fall for the silk. And gets fully wrapped up. Until he uses atomic pulse, which then blows off one of Kamakangara's legs. He then charges at Kamakangara. Freaking rams into her. It's not really her, is it? And then just atomic fire down the mouth, which kills Kamakangara. So, yeah. Fake out Chekhov's gun, I guess you could say. I'm a biter. No, what was that? Anyway. Last plan is to nuke Godzilla. They take him out to the middle of Siberia where no one's living. And they drop a nuke on him. But after being hit by the nuke, Godzilla, he rises up. I probably should have mentioned this before, but Godzilla's only 30 meters in this book. He's really small. If you don't know, the smallest Godzilla has ever been is 50 meters. Like in the movies, this one's 30 meters. He's a tiny boy. But when he rises out, he's now 50 meters. And I went ahead and confuffled you because this entire thing took place in the 50s. This is the 1955 Godzilla Raids Again Godzilla. He then swims off into Japan to, and I kid you not, the final words I wrote were, Godzilla then swims to Japan where he will raid again. Yeah. Attack the crab monsters. This book I just titled it Infestation because I didn't want to be immediately apparent that it's a Godzilla film. So, if you've enjoyed this video, you can leave a like or subscribe if you feel like it. Or leave a comment down below if you have anything to say about it. Or if you've seen Attack the Crab Monsters. I can find me on Instagram at RiddlerX5. Until next time, see you later, everybody. Well, bye-bye.